There we go. That's kicking goals in there. Top left. That goes in the back. And we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Marco here. How you doing? Good. So, you know what? Last week was great. I really enjoyed the fact that we completed a project from start to finish. And so we're gonna do that again. Just bring you down here, sunshine. And you belong up there. Ready. Jack's here. It's good. What else is going on? Let's have a look. Just scroll down a little bit. Over there. Great. So we're going to kind of carry on. Oh my goodness. Am I muted? Nah. Beautiful. I've never done this before, see? So we're going to build this kind of bar scene. I actually probably should open up what we did last week. 146 remote shop. Really happy. Spooky's here. It's going to be a great evening. What the band together. Whoa. I'll wait for that to load. So today we're going to be focusing on this. It's not really a modular set. Is that a sci-fi bar? Yes. Seems like the perfect place to hide a Mark mode vending machine. Yep. So if we crack, so this is what we created last week. I didn't create as many, actually, you know what? I haven't really had time to touch Blender in the past week. I've more been dealing a lot more with iClone, working on the animation. But this is what we built. Really happy with how this turned out. So we're going to take a lot of inspiration from here. You can see that it's going to be very similar. And we're going to go ahead and take it into this. Now, one thing that I am going to get rid of, let's just leave that in the background. One thing I am going to get rid of is not have a concrete roof. I'm actually going to try and do a cloth roof. Oops. Sky, please. S. Okay. Far out, Blender. It's been 5 seconds. Go back into that. One of the computers just turned on and off. Great. Sky. Beautiful. And we're just going to jump over in cycles. Control save. GPU 32 128. I know. Leo, welcome. I hope you're doing fantastic, buddy. Just get rid of that camera. Did you watch the UFC? Nah. Doesn't interest me in the slightest. That, I mean, it is interesting to see, but no. GZ 1.9, so we're just trying to make the base. Yeah, no. I reckon that's too. Let's maybe bring that in to something like this. Let's move this back. Screencast keys, where doth art thou? How has everyone's week been? We were a few days in Sydney, which was good. It's really interesting walking around Sydney going, oh, I like how that's made. Oh, I like how that's made. Oh, that gives me a little bit of inspiration. Look at all that grunge there. And that's the kind of stuff I really hate now. That I walk around, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. But anyway, random. Let's go Shift D. We're going to bring this up. So we're going to create our bench. What does the bench look like? I don't know. Is that too high? Maybe we go here-ish. Probably about there. And we'll scale that out. Scale along the X a little bit. Probably about to there. E to extrude. Bring that down. That's kind of like our table. Scale that. What does that look like? And then E to extrude. Just kind of going in that blocking phase at the moment. Hello. Athavrahara. Welcome to the stream. Let's put all these together. Let's go to front view, V to rip. just a little fun fact that if the way, just a little fun fact. So if you want to kind of like slice something, wherever your cursor is, that's what's going to be selected and where it's going to slice. So if I press V over here, you can see that we grab stuff over the left. If it's over here on the right, oops, let's undo that. If I go V to rip, yeah, there you go. Just in case, a little fun fact if you wanted to. Okay, let's go. Oh, sorry about that. What have I done? Control L, delete vertices. And when you go into add modify, generate mirror modifier. Bloop. There we go. Let me go back. Yes, being a first makes you look things differently. Now, how would I UV unwrap that park bench? G-Star, welcome. ZVR, welcome. My dream is to become an animator when I grow up. Start animating. I did see that. I was actually going to buy that add-on as well. Hang on, is that the one that's an add-on? I can't remember now. But there is one camera one where I was like, oh, that's interesting. Delete faces. Makula? Yeah, I gotta sit down and have a look. Like I said, I haven't been at my computer for a little bit. So I have to, oh, good stuffed. Get back into things. But yes, I will be checking that out. There's also someone who's created a free add-on in Blender. So if we go up to Edit Preferences, into Get Extension, if I type in Control Link, so there is a free extension here created by Arthur, Glob. And so if we have a look here, so you can connect the controller using geometry nodes. I have tried to play with it. I didn't get too far. But if you want to have a look at that, that exists. Or maybe, is that what you're talking about? Or is there an actual add-on? Can't remember. Oh, learn animation. Yep. I'll get perfect. You do that. Arab. Yeah, this is something I do want to play with. Because then, the reason why I want to play with that controller is because then we can animate differently. So for instance, if we've got like a spaceship or something, and if we can set up the controllers, then we can record the position of that spaceship rather than animating on a Bezier curve. But that's something that I do need to sit down and learn and all that kind of stuff. There is another add-on for setting up as if you've got a drone. But that's, you know, another thing altogether. We're blocking. Let's grab these. Anyway, that's, yeah. That's another fun thing that I've been putting in the back of the brain. Let's go add in our cube. I do like how that side pieces are there, so we are probably going to keep that section. So let's go something like this. Scale on the Y. GZ.5. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we do something like this. And we delete that face, F. Let's put an edge loop through there, Control B. To about there. E to extrude. That gives us that. Let's just put a mirror modifier on this one. V to rib. Widescreen stream is really weird for me. Had to switch over to the shorts. Oh, okay, fair enough. Delete vertices. Add modifier, generate mirror. Can you tell me what you did for the facial mocap? It looks pretty cool in your video. Which one? You got to specify. There's a lot of videos. I'm writing a script and movie. Make a movie, learn animation. Funny thing is, understand. I'll give you a small tip. If you're trying to make a movie, limit the amount of animation. Especially limit the amount of characters, limit the amount of animation. Because if you go, I'm going to make this blockbuster epic and, you know, this is going to happen and then this is going to happen and it's going to be unbelievable, blah, 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 you're going to bite yourself in the face. Shoot yourself in the foot. So, like, take a step back and think of it like that. Because it's very easy to get carried away and then you lose your mojo. Like that, you kind of get burnout because you're like, this is too daunting. Let's go E to extrude, Alt S, and just bring that in. Nice. I'm just going to straighten up these faces. Scale Y0. Kind of as we go, and I'm going to select all these individual orange up the top, scale X, so Y0. I think I've got the wrong resolution. Let me just hide that. Go away, please. Right click, display options. It's fine. Bring that back, and we'll bring this back. My movie will be released around late 28. Blender. Live link in his mocap suit. Yes, you will burn out. Yeah, Nightcount agrees. I use something called Dead Face for mocap since I didn't have an iPhone. Yeah, there's a lot of tools now. There's even get stuffed. There's even some like Python libraries that you can use as well now. So don't be afraid to try them out. Oof, that looks good. Okay, I like that. I like that. We're just still in that blocking phase. We're just trying to get those shapes right. Amp, simmer. Welcome to the stream. Let's just quickly jump over into here. Let's do an F5. Anyone on Twitch? No, Mr. Emerges over there. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Just going to click on, where are we? Settings? Come on, where are you? If we go customization and we make sure we do that. Any duration, save. All right, so back into this. Yeah, we're just kind of blocking. Secret talk switch. There was a tool way back in the day that I was using called Papagayo. I think they stopped making that, but that was a tool that I was using for get stuffed. That was a tool that I was using for what do you call it? Facial? Lip syncing. But that was many moons ago. All right, just trying to clean up that mesh. Whoops, got an error here. Delete face. That's looking fine. Delete face. Select this. P, separate by selection. Just pulling that together. If you're into animation and the process in your video, yes. Wait. No. I haven't seen the latest one. That's probably something I should check out. The last one I saw was them trying to build like an AI green screen removal tool, which would be handy in anyone's book. Let's do this. So just remember, still in the blocking phase. Ooh, that looks nice. Don't know how. Well, have a good day. No worries. Sorry, okay, it's not that hard to add a new mesh. Many human face rigs, yeah. Crazy Talk was real popular. Who bought out Crazy Talk? Because I remember it. just can't think of it. Who got that? It has directors, creators, K-pop. Oh, right. Then yes. Clint has a new challenge. I suck at them. I've got lights, camera, action coming up. Ariane, welcome to the stream. I've got lights, camera, action coming up, and that's a short film festival here that runs every year, and I pretty much always do that. We make an animation short film in 10 days, and we go to use 10 items, all locations around Canberra, but we will get that on the Friday, and then it's kind of like go. Most likely Adobe. The theme this year is curiosity. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm going to do, Elon, honestly. So that is something I'm going to have to work out. Someone just subscribed. I can't read that. To the stream. How long have you been using Blender? Oh my goodness, yonks. Years. Am I any good? Not really. There's plenty of people who are better than me. Yeah, Spooky, I'm talking about you. Yeah, it's been quite some time. I just enjoy it. It can be relaxing. It can be infuriating. Okay, I'm going to use that. Just a bit of a template for now. I had an idea as I was kind of contemplating what I'm doing tonight. Yanto, welcome to the stream. Very grateful that you're here, that you've hit the subscribe. We're trying to hit that 100,000 mark. We should probably actually do a counter right at the start of the stream. See if we can get higher than last time where we actually lost subscribers. Let me bring that up. Just so we've got it. All right. Okay. Kicking goals. Where can I bring up that screen, please? You can do it. I believe in you. There it is. All right. So we are at 98,332. See if we can get up to 98,350. That is the goal for today. How's the animation library coming together, Mark? You asked for some suggestions in shorts the other day. It is coming along. So, kids are at school tomorrow. So I'm going to have more time, which is great. When you do it for fun, yeah. I'm trying to learn how to take off engraved text on cars. Oh, no idea. I know you have 5K textures, but you can't use them in. I was wrong. It's part of Reillusion. Oh yeah, Crazy Talk is. Yeah, probably should have known that. Okay, let's go edge loop through there, and I might. What the heck was that? No, that's probably a bomb. Let's cut. What the heck's beeping at me? How bizarre. What the heck? Weird. Anyway, Moco device. Anime is back super helpful. Yes, absolutely. And so that's kind of the idea of what to pull out. And so might just make like a bit of a small library on that one. Okay, that's great. That's great. I like that. Now, what I kind of wanted to do was create a bit of a something. Bit of an awning is what I wanted to create. That's the word. Good job, Marco. You know English. So let's go like this. Let's go like that. Then we're going to go to... oh, gosh. What is it called? Sorry, I've got to find the add-on now. We need to find... What's it called? Control S. Shift Q. Ah, there it is. Random flow. There we go. So we're going to use some random flow. Mel, Major, welcome. By the way, do you have Discord server? Yes, somewhere down the bottom. The very, very bottom. There is a link. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try and create this as, an awning. So we're just going to chop it up a bit. What I need to do is make that and that. We need to pin this. This is pin group, whatever. We'll just assign that for now. If I go Q, Shift Q. Oh, I'm rusty on this one. Bear with me. There is a cloth thing. Where's the cloth thing? Do I have the cloth thing? Panel cloth? Number of subdivisions. Yes, please. We'll increase that. That is blowing up. That is not what I want. Pressure will be 0 and 0. Gravity is 1.5. All right, let's undo that now. Okay, I'm remembering this now. Let's try that again. Shift Q, extras, mesh, objects, shading, utility, cloth. I don't want it stretching so much. Stretching. Where is the stretching? Gravity, shrink. Ah, here we go. Minus 0.02. Minus 0.02. How's that looking? That's better. So this is kind of the idea. It's going to move. This is the idea. Yeah. Let's move that into the normal collection. What? No. Nope. Okay. Select the plane. Clear parent. There we go. So now I can move that out of the way. And see, the idea that I had was that we have, right click, set origin to geometry, is to kind of have this awning here, shade smooth. And then if we go into render mode, we've got that. And then we wrap a pole around it. Hey, gaming in the can, welcome. I would keep the original style roof, but replace the concrete that's attached to the metal poles coming out. Keep the angles and stuff. Yours feels simple. Yours feels too simple. Oh, you reckon mine's too simple? You reckon? You reckon? Yeah, I don't like this frame. That was more trying to get like that shape. Does this? Oh, you are spooky and you're normally bright, which is more annoying. Do we go concrete all over and then we have dangling bits either side? Melenzi from corporate is more pissed than Tonya, FYI. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. That can't be good. Oh, we're in trouble. Yeah, right. You reckon go wider? He is always right, which is more annoying. So far I've tried to, but it's impossible to match 2D reference 100%. Yeah, but so we don't like the cloth idea, which is fine. Which is fine. Which is fine. I mean, we can't like. I mean, if we look at the other one, that was metal. Yeah, that was more concrete as well. All right, fine. Let's undo that. Yeah, just feel it out. We'll try Spooky's route because, you know, we got to listen to the guy because he knows his stuff. Jerk. We're going GY. We're going E to extrude and scale on the Z. Make sure we've got clipping enabled. And then E to extrude, delete those faces. I think that this is too much. So we'll increase that there. Let's maybe go medium point. Something like that maybe. And then from here, bring that out. E to extrude, Shift S cursor selected. Scale Y -1. That's not what I wanted. Scale Y -1. I think that's a bit too big on the back end. Since you make many shorts, can you tell me what is the best way to modify and get multiple characters for them? All the way. What we're going to do, the best way is this way. That. I love the cloth idea. Have it coming down from the concrete. Yep. Through the cloth, add a design. So that, that link there is for character, far out. Character creator 4, 5? 5. The table is a little thicker in the image. Yeah, that's fine. Like, it's just a guide anyway. And at the moment anyway, we're still in that blocking phase. But, yeah, and that's... I do like the idea of the cloth. It was just something that I had thought about. Let's maybe do this so that we have some shape. Oh my goodness, scale something like this. And then what we could do, let's go something like that. Pull that away. E to extrude, bring it down. P, separate by selection. Whoops. Control LP, separate by selection. And then we can do that. Do that. This here needs to be yeah, you could use metahuman. Apparently the rules have changed now, so you can use it in other applications. But character creator is my bee's knees. Dimitri, welcome to the stream. Hope you're kicking goals. This then, if we do go down that route, we could probably extend that a little bit further. We could pull this out. Oh, jeez. Let's just go merge by distance. That face and that face we can delete. And we'll grab this and this. G to the X and we'll pull that out. then this here. It's kind of like if we can just clip it here. I don't know, that looks like the middle. Then we go Shift Q, extras, shading. Nope. Panel cloth? No faces selected. Yeah, see, this will then extra shading. Nope. Utility, panel cloth. But then how do we... Maybe then, you know what? We'll just do it manually. So, I haven't done this for a bit, so bear with me. Let's do add modifier. We'll do subdivision surface. We'll make it simple. These two areas here. New group, and this is going to be called our pin group. And we'll assign that one. From here, modifiers, add modifier, generate cloth. Deform, normals, physics, cloth. Go into the physics tab. If I were to just press play, we need to go, okay, I am so rusty on this. Object collisions, we need to change pin group, blending group, pin group, self collision, pin group. There we go. So we've got pin group. Now when we press play, it just dangles there a little bit. Now from memory, is this where it kind of like just bounces? If I rotate, whoops, just want to make sure I've done it right. Yep. Yes, perfect. All right, so we got that. Nice. Okay, cool. Sick. Let's go tab, rotate -90. Actually, what we'll do is we're actually going to rotate it like this. Go back to the start. Whoops. Rotate Y 180. Now we press play. And then we can see how we've got it like a bit dingly-dangly. It's time to exhibit your work at ArtStation. We'll wait. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't really put stuff on ArtStation. Mr. Mark, welcome to the stream. How can we butcher this is the next question. I think if we maybe just grab something like proportional editing. Now we're going to go back, press play. And now we've kind of got that dangling cloth. That's kind of like what I was going for, which is pretty cool. I'm down for that. Can I just go Control A, Control A, Control A? And that's our cloth. Super. Let me just ask me meow. Sick. Let's go Shift-T Y. Oh. Scale Y -1. And then, oh, actually, where should we put it? Actually, we might maybe we'll slap it in here. Let's go O, scale on the Y-axis. Whoops. Whoop, whoop. Bring that down, GX. So we've got something like that. Let's go. Nice. And then might just put in another subdivision modifier just to kind of make it a little bit cleaner. That's kind of cool. I like that. Added to the date. Yeah. Actually, let's have a quick look. What are the dad jokes? So if you're new to the stream, sometimes we like to pull out some of the terrible dad jokes. Where is he? I'm on a 30-day diet. So far, I've lost 15 days. Oh, that's it. I worked in a warehouse and asked my boss, what is the best way to pick up a heavy box? He messaged me straight back. And just got hospitalized for being cringe. They put me in the awk ward. No regrets. Okay, I like this. I like this. This is great. We will need to create, obviously, a little bit more detail down here. Gone already a little bit too much on the... Oh, wait, we haven't even put anything on this side. It's all right. We can fix that up afterwards. Then... Oh, no, right. You're welcome. Then what are we going to do? So I like these. I reckon... I like that, these metal supports. That looks kind of cool. Maybe that's where we can put in some lights if we're using those lights. So let's think about that. So I'm going to select this. Just trying to think, what is going to be the best way to do this? I mean, technically we could draw a Bezier curve through there maybe. I thought I was on The Voice this morning. I passed Win and 4 people turned around. Jeez. Stolen. I do like the one from last week. Did you hear what the Roman guy said after his wife was eaten by a lion? Gladiator. All right. Anyway, let's go back. Okay. So, this is great. This is great. Let's maybe put a bit of an indent on this one. Let's go GZ. Delete faces. And we'll grab that. G to the X. Then we can push this back in. How does this dude get out? Future problem. But what we'll do is once we're ready, we'll apply the mirror modifier and then we'll cut it out. And then we can kind of go from there. Let's check out subscriber count. Yeah! Oh, yeah! We've gone up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button. Let's see if we can hit that 100,000. We are reaching peak dad saturation. Oh, we have much, much further to go. Shift S World Origin. So we might just start putting in some details. So I'm going to go after the principle of big empty spaces. And then from there, we can add in more and more. So I'm going to go, oops. Let's go E to extrude. We'll throw on that mirror modifier, generate mirror, clipping. Then we will go like this, shift right click, spin tool, the best tool that was ever made. E to extrude, delete faces only. So we've got that. I do want to kind of follow that line down. I'm just going to hide them for now. Shift right click, X, Y. Something like that. It's a little bit off, but that's fine. Fake it till we make it. Where does that go? Yep, perfect. I like that. Good enough. But what we want to do now is somehow extrude this kind of like loop bit around here. And that's going to be our lighting source, like what Spooky said. Celine Dion, far out. Celine Dion has come out to support of farmers by removing all the consonants from her name. I don't get that one. Eclipse it. What? Congrats for the 100K. Yeah, not yet. I'm a little bit far off. Got another couple of 100 to go. let's go Shift S cursor selected. Let's do cylinder again. Clipping will turn off. Bring it back on. And so the idea here, we go rotate 90. I get it now. Yeah. Oh, that is brilliant. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. That is... I approve. I approve. Oh, mate. That's hilarious. Let's go. I want this one. I want that one. Shift S cursor selected. And then we're going to follow the roof. Control L. Let's rotate. Oops. Oops. Control L. Rotate that around. Perfect. There we go. That gives us these pipes. Look, I now feel a little bit stupid that I didn't get that one straight away. Okay, let's clean this up. GG. Put it there. And we'll put the other one there. Here, Control B. Just to bevel that out a little bit. There and there, Control B. And then we'll just actually pull these up. GZ. There we go. Nice. A little bit of extra detail. Power to the people. I made so many buildings and stuff this week. So I made so many buildings and stuff this week. Yeah, awesome. Nice. I'm enjoying kind of like thinking about these little pop-up ideas. So that's why I've kind of like that's why I'm kind of just recreating some of these. I like that. I like that. That's great there. So if we kind of go into edge mode, let's do Alt H to unhide and make sure, yeah, we don't have a junk one yet. Let's just go back to the start, press play. Is it too raggedy? I don't know. But what we will do for fun now, saving. Let's go into, where's DreamUV? There we go. So let's start bringing in some DreamUV real quick. So this is one of the, materials that I use quite a bit. I was thinking about this. I'm like, obviously we could do better materials. But the fact that we can kind of just slap this on really quick, I think that's what I love about it. Like that, and then we're going to go concrete on that one. Whoops, got to hotspot it. Did I? Undo. Okay, hotspot. We might select that, there, and there. Let's go Control E, mark seam. And then we'll come on the other side as well. U and U, Control E, mark seam. Does that now fix up our problem? Hotspot. Much better. Why did that not fix up the hotspot? It's going to merge by distance. Nope, we're all good. Interesting. Has anyone seen the Bone Temple? No, I haven't. Oh gosh. I said to my boss, do you mind if I leave a bit early today? Only if you can make up the time. He replied, I said, Okay, it's 11 past 17. This is comedy gold. You're going to make me a hero at work. Market idea is a dumpster that opens up in one of them city corner coffee shop things. Welcome. I have no idea how to say that, but welcome to the stream. You have increased the number. Nice. I was a real pop-up shop. I was actually, because here in Australia, Starbucks actually, I would say, failed. There are a few, but there aren't that many Starbucks here. And like I was explaining to my daughter, it's mainly because Australians love their coffee. And Starbucks is more sugar than anything else, even though I don't drink coffee. So I'm the, best connoisseur about it. But yeah, there's a fun fact. We have a lot of independent coffee places here. Ooh, that's good. So very quickly, we can see that we've kind of UV unwrapped it. Alt H. I reckon these here. This is going to be red cloth. And just for now, I'm going to give it a bit of a burgundy. Ron Burgundy. And roughness to there. And so that's kind of the idea. Why is it red? I don't know. Starbucks is not coffee. It's not. Yeah, more milk and sugar than coffee. Yeah, Australians love their coffee, even though I don't drink any. Blah. The smell. Blah. I feel it's because Australians had more sense to pay $5 for a $5. That's a cheap coffee. That's a cheap coffee. Oh, Twitch. You can increase the settings in your mesh, get some subdivisions. Yes, actually, I'd probably do that. I think I'm going to come back and clean up this cloth. I reckon we could do it better. But for now, I'm just going to leave it as is. Where was I going? Yeah, no, $5 US. Yeah, it's about that. That's what I think what most people pay for. They're more than happy to spend that much money on coffee. Let's throw on that material now. Beautiful. That is looking great. This obviously, yeah, the bench here needs a lot of stinking work. But that's fine. And then we can kind of come in and start adding in vents and whatever. I reckon that we could probably increase the size of this. Scale Shift Z. And then like we've been doing with our other ones, we could probably come in and Control B, do a bit of a bevel. And then we can go to Scale X. Something like that. But I feel that we should have... I almost feel that this should be a ramp. So for instance, if I were to grab this whole edge... Scale Shift Z... Let's go like that. Whoops. Just to clean up that edge. And then it's kind of like that edge through there. Let's do, because I don't like how this is looking per se. So this is where we might have to chop it off. What are you trying to make? So yeah, I'm just trying to make up like a bit of a pop-up bar, restaurant star place. Okay. Can't stand it any longer. How does this poor guy go to the bathroom? Where do you think drinks come from? No, just because I got a mirror modifier on here, we'll cut that out later. Hello, what is the panel on the right? On the left? The right. This is DreamUV. So this is kind of like one of the texturing tools that I use, which I love. Right. Kind of want to make this now look a little bit better. Not liking the bench as much as I would have hoped. So maybe, what's the best way? What's the best way to tackle this? Let's go here to here, J to cut that, and then J to cut that. Control B to do a bevel. GG. GG. What's going to happen now? Control B. That is weird. Shift N. Control B. What the? Oops. Control B. It's a little bit nicer. I don't know. That doesn't suit it. Maybe, oops, let's undo a bunch of that. Maybe what we can do is we've got kind of like these partitions here. We'll snip these up. Control B to do a bevel. Control B to do another bevel. Wait. Control B to do another bevel. And then we move these in a bit. That looks stupid. Just undo all that. The idea is kind of there. Just following with the course on nodes. Nice. Looks similar to a drink counter. Yeah. What could we do? Maybe send you a message on Discord. Okay. Let's go. Let's check this out. Lights, cloth. Oops. Hang on. Yeah. Oh, you reckon cloth hanging underneath like that? A little bit of decoration. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I like that idea. Because this is what's going to be where the lights are going to be. I hate you so much, you jerk. So what we're thinking is this. Scale Y. Oops, medium point. Scale Y 0.5. Okay. Something like here. We're going to go here to here. It's pretty close to being spot on. Let's go E to extrude. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is pull it down a bit more. Then this here becomes the pin group. This here becomes a pin group. So let's go pin group, assign. So the reason why we do that is then when we press play, that's where it's not going to move. So let's go into add, generate, nope, physics, cloth, play. Duh. Let's go into the physics tab, and then we are going to go pin group. Then we're just going to go back, press play, and then you can kind of see that it's hanging there rough as guts. So let us maybe remove that and that, something like that. Into there. Sorry, I can see chat. Let's go back and we'll press play. This here is too stiff. So maybe we remove that there. Then, yeah, let's throw on a subdivision surface. Oh, you know what? Just do this. Right click, subdivide, subdivide. And then we kind of have that. RTX 5090, heck yeah. The thing that will sell the clock is have a pattern enough to see through. Yeah, completely agree with that one. Of the Bustan, welcome to the stream. I think I went a little bit too crazy on that, which is fine. Let's go Shift D, Y. Oh, crud. Maybe we'll go grab both of these. And then with this one here, whoops, this one here, Shift D, bring that back. G to the Y, GY. Maybe I might just slap that there. And then we'll press play. And then you can kind of see it's just dangling there. That is our decoration. It's hanging a little bit too low. Do. Tension, pressure. Where's the stretching? Max tension. Shrinking. 0.1. Let's see what shrinking does. Okay. Minus 0.1. That's you're really going down low, aren't you? 1. That does nothing. That's property weights. Damping distance. All right, now I'm trying to remember this. I haven't played with cloth for quite some time. Bending, shearing, compensation, shear, bending. Bending. 0.1. Compression. Compression? 50? Stop. You jack. Tension? 50? $50,000? Okay. 500. Compression. We'll leave that back at 15. Okay, let's see net. Whoops. Come on. You don't want to do anything? 20. You can transfer an alpha. Yeah, that's kind of like the idea that I was going to go for. But it's more, it is just like 1. It's just hanging too low, which is definitely not my cup of noodles, which is what I'm trying to work out. I think I might have to come back to this rather than me just pushing it. Shrinking factor 0.5. Oh jeez. 0.05. That's better. Pause. Yeah, look at that. Oh, there we go. That's what we're after. Shade smooth, please. There we go. Shade smooth. Nice. And then the idea is that if we 5,000 materials. Let's go into a cloth. Fabric. If we went into like a cotton. For some reason I want a red cotton. Yeah. 4K, I know. That's what I was kind of going for that one. Ooh, actually. Ooh. These ones are already like, I don't need a knitting one. Brown fabric. See, this is one that's already. I'm intrigued to see what happens now. If we go into that. Makula. No, just unwrap. And then we go into UV editing. Is that what we want? That is definitely not the material we're after. Yeah, that's the wrong material. So let's go something a little bit thicker. I'm not gonna lie, I do like the brown idea. Man, it's gone. Don't want green. Come on. Go back to the browns. This is something like that, which is great. Then we can come back into shading. Control S to shade. We want to go, if we do roughness into alpha. Oh, so we got a little bit of see-throughness now, which is what we're after, I think. So we'll test this out now. Let's bring the sun down to like 2. Shift right click. We're going to add in a light. Area light. GY. And then we'll bump that up to like 500. And then that'll give us that soft glow, which is, I think, what Spooky is after. So it's like a bit of a diffuse style. Let's go 2000. And then it kind of like illuminates through. Oh, I took a photo of a light. iCloud. Because I was in a train. Photo library. Check out this. Not that one. Sydney. Because I was taking random photos on a train. Oof. Check out that. Look at this. So this is, once it loads, on top of one of the trains. Look at this light. Look at that texture. That's what we're going to steal. And then that's where we can sit that on a box. And then that's what's illuminating the light. So we can come back around and we'll do that. But I wanted to grab that texture because that's a gorgeous texture. And then we kind of have a look at how it's being utilized in a train. So fun fact, in Sydney, these seats here, you can actually like pull them. So you've either got like 2 seats together or they're in rows. It's pretty cool. Fun fact. There we go. And then, yeah, so that was the top of the train. I was like, that's a good reference photo. These trains here, I felt like they were like so cyberpunk style, like stainless steel on the outside. And so I was like, yeah, I really like this view. So that's why I took the top of it. because I wouldn't mind that if we go down the route of creating a train. I think I might base it off these ones. Was there anything else of interest? I don't know. My little minions being... My daughter taking a photo of a toilet, as you do. For those of you on Discord would have seen the kangaroo baking in sun. Anything else of interest? No, that's fine. Anyway, back to this. So that's kind of like the idea I think we're probably going to go with. But then obviously once we model it, it'll look much better. Like once there's an actual light behind it, Shift Y. But it's more that idea of having the diffused lighting underneath. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Nice. And then that works out well. We still need to tie it into the design of the other one. But yeah, that's a future market problem. We'll come back to that. Let's carry on. I like this idea. I wouldn't mind adding in some sort of columns in here. So if we go scale Y, let's go P, separate by selection. I just want this piece. And we'll go E to extrude. Probably put edge loop through here. What's this going to look like? Maybe an edge loop through there. G to the X. And then do the same just above. We're probably not going to see this bit in here, but I'm okay with that. Let's do a Control B. Let's go. That looks great. I like that. Shift D, or actually delete vertices. And then we're just going to throw an array modifier on top of that one. Just then we can control it a little bit easier. Less work. What the? It's on the mirror. You want it above the mirror. Array. Ugh. This is different. No. What? No. And then we can pull it out to something like that. I like the look of that. I think that looks great. Since an open bar, you may try half curtains, Japan style. Ramen curtains. Yeah, I was a little bit thinking of doing something like that. Is this bar going to be used in an open air environment? Yep. Or will it be under a larger roof? Great question. At the moment, the thought process has been that it's in an open area, and that's kind of like where it's sitting. I do like the idea of extending these a little bit further, but I am okay with what it is now. I haven't really done it, but we actually might, when we go to apply this, actually paint some more sags on there or something. But yeah, I haven't really done that. Where are we at? 343, 345. Nice. If you're new to the stream, welcome. If you can, just hit the subscribe button, see if we can get up there a little bit higher. I like this, I like this, I like this. This is great. I wouldn't mind adding in some more details through in here. We don't really have like a tap, for instance, but this was going to be where the bar fridge is going to be. So let's go F, and we'll go P, separate by selection. And then let's go ahead and create something in here. So let's do I to do an inset. And then this is going to be more or less our door, I guess. Something like so. I mean, we could probably rig this a little bit later and have it so we can open and close it. I like playing Scrabble with my wife. It's the time I get a word. Oh my goodness. You're on fire today. That's so good. You stuffed me up now. Yes, don't forget to hit thumbs up on the live stream as well. I'm going to unclip that. Let's press F. Let's go add, modify, generate bevel. Just a small bevel. 0.01. 0.005. I'm peckish. G to the X. We'll pull it open a bit. 0.002. Nice. We will pull this in a little bit. And then what that means, we can do Shift S, cursor selected. Let's create kind of thingamabob. Let's go G to the Y. And we're making a bit of a handle. E to extrude. Nope. E to extrude. Excellent. Then what we can do is come in, E to extrude, something like that. It's great. Let's maybe just pull this face here. GY. And then we've got, yeah, a little bit of detail there. Hi, I'm new to Blender. Should I use a plugin for modeling because I have lots of toots using it? I would first say understand the basics of modeling before you start looking into what other add-ons you should be using. Probably one of the best add-ons there are is obviously HardOps, but you have to remember HardOps was created by Master Xeon here. And it was really designed for his workflow. I've tried to use HardOps quite a few times, but it doesn't suit how I operate. So that's why it's kind of like first get an understanding of what you're trying to do, how you model, and then start looking at other things. Mark, you know them glasses rails above pub. What? Marco, you know them glasses rails above them pubs now. Yes. Yeah. I was thinking about that a little bit. Learning with the plugin and just get the job, just with the taste, get the job. And someone's watching you. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. Yes, I was thinking about doing that. We will get there. Okay, let's go Shift D, F, GY, and then we can scale. So that is going to be our glass plane. Makula? Oh, darn it. U, Control L, here, assign, new, matte underscore glass. I need to really make a glass material that I can bring that in. Shading. Let's just go quickly create a glass material. Glass into a mix shader into a transparent. There, into there, 0.95. 0.5. There we go. Great. I like that. The inside of this. So let me just jump back out. Let's go hide on that. Want to duplicate this here. So let's go Shift D, P, separate by selection. There we go. That one. We're going to go from here into there. We're going to create solidify modifier because I want that to be a kind of box. Select all, Shift N. And then we might just pull it back a little bit. There we go. And now this becomes not that. This will become like a metal in here. Start off with the DreamUV. I will come back to chat in a sec. Let's select that. And so now we've kind of got this metal box in here, which is good. And then we can start adding in a bit more. Shift D, put in our shelves, for instance, G to the Y. And then I do like in here how we have that blue reference, but there's no door in there. At the end of the day, for some reason, I'm thinking that this is like in a desert setting. But what we will do is I'm going to steal that idea. So let's do a Shift D. I'm going to put an edge loop through here. Control B. Control I, delete edges. So then I can come in, remove that, new material, light _ blue. We'll change that to emission. Blue 20. We're not going to see it. Oh, we do see it. Oh, sweet. Let's give it a bit more of an offset in. Tab. GY. And then that'll give us this. Shift DY. Scale Y. Just a slither of a line. Now when we go Alt H, bring back our doors. That gives us kind of like this look, which is awesome. My wife asked me, if she bores me as I was yawning when she was talking to me. I told her that they weren't yawns, they would failed attempts at trying to get a word for. I'm going to take that one. That one's going to work. Am I late? Is it about to end? No, I'm going to keep going. I want to do a bit more. I do want to try and get this more. Last week's one, we got it, went on to Patreon pretty quick. So there is that as well if you want to, download these models and such. That's awesome. That's awesome. What's this? Oh, yeah. Let's go delete that. You need a generate mirror modifier. That gives us that. I reckon that these here. We could probably pull down a little bit further. Because, we don't even have chairs yet. What's that? 6? Let's go back to the start. Press play. Nice. U, unwrap, angle based. That gives us that. Shading. Nope. UV unwrap. Yeah, I'm enjoying these as well. Yeah, look at that. Delicious. Delish. Shift S, cursor word origin. Use. What the heck is that beep? Oh, that's this. Right. Okay. All right. I know what that beef is now. Shut up. I don't have a charger for that. Okay. Good to know. Shut up. Okay. Beef. We'll keep going with that. The roof here, I think we could fix up. That's what I was doing. Yeah, here we go. Shift D, scale, scale X -1. GX -1? What? Wait a minute. How does that work? Oh, individual orange. Oh, scale X -1. There we go. Oh, suck it up. Let's rotate them individual origins. And then we've got kind of like this, which I think is quite cool. I do like this piece, these pieces here. Gives it a really nice border. No, it's not the piece. So, it's kind of like an RSA token, but a key. So cool. Like technology. So, I need to sync this key to my phone, and then the key works. Mental. Okay. I like kind of like this refrigeration idea. So maybe we might steal that. Shift D, Y. Let's go P, separate by selection. And then we're going to do something like this. Let's go delete face. And then we'll come into here. I. Pull that out. Because I don't want to do too many crazy things. Individual origins. Oops, I to do an insert. Individual origins. E. And then we're going to grab, like we did last time, just the bottom. Go to solid mode, mate. Just the bottom ones. GY. Whoops. GY. So we've kind of got this piece here. Great. E to extrude. Perfect. Good. Then we can grab this, thus, and thus. E to extrude. Great, I like that. Just going to grab this bottom bit and we'll pull it up. Control L, G to the Y. Awesome. And we'll pull that back like so. That kind of gives us this nice panel here as if it's like venting some gases and such. We might steal that piece and put it somewhere else as well. Let's change that to metal. DreamUV that puppy, hotspot. Great, that looks great. I think we could probably do a better metal. So let's jump down into these ones, DreamUVs. What does dark metal look like? Oh, I do like that. That looks good. We will keep that. I will go add modify generate, put a bevel on there. And then that'll give us that round table. I mean, cooktop, benchtop, whatever. That's great. I like that. I reckon we could probably... something needs to go in here. So I think what we might do is go... Oops. Shift D, Z, scale Y, GY. Scale X, E to extrude. That there needs to be another material. A sign. I almost feel maybe even like a blue material. Give it some different colors. Hotspot. But we will... It's too boxy as it is, so we'll do like that. How do we feel about that? That's looking pretty good. But now we have to add in that same black to come around. So we will steal this. Shift D X. Rotate Z 90. I almost feel that we could probably put in a slight border. And then that'll look like it's a part of something. Yeah, that looks rather nice. I like that. Can we extend that further? I reckon we could probably put an edge loop through there. Control E, mark seam, so that when we do a hotspot, that'll give us a little bit more definition in there. The table is thicker in the image. Yeah, I know. You have to remember that we're not copying it completely. We're just using that as a bit of inspiration. Where are we? 345. Can we get to 350? Oof. That'll be close. Can we get to 350? Gosh. Okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. Can we do more with that? I'm not sure. Obviously, we've got to put in the lights up there as well. Plenty of little assets that we need to build. And just like the other model as well, once we start adding in, like spanners and blah, 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 that whole mechanics workshop idea is going to come together. So that's the things kind of like I want to start building and touching as well. I reckon that we could Shift D, G to the X, G to the X, P separate by selection. Oops, scale on the X-axis, and then we create some sort of like little bands maybe. Let's go solidify modifier. Give it some thickness. Make that 0. Shift N to fix up those normals. Like that. Let's add in some bevels. Make that the black as well. Really? Metal? Dark. That's what it is. That looks up. So from afar, can't really tell what it is. Here, we're probably going to have to add in some sort of like, almost like a bit of a refrigeration unit or something, I think, is what we need. Hugh, welcome. Almost like, yeah, maybe some canisters or something. Let's go G, something like this. Scale that up. Looks very nice. What are your plans on using this for? I reckon I'm going to try and build, probably over the next 10 weeks or so, just build multiples of these, different variations and so on and so forth. So maybe like next week is like a storage space or something. I don't know. Maybe like, yeah, some sort of like storage space or whatever, and then start building in like scenes to use that. You have to remember as well, I'm designing all these with quads in mind. And because of the fact that we've got quads, means that we can use DreamUV, which means that we can texture it very quickly. That, I don't think we can. Let's go FFFFFF. And you, sir. Let's do IE. Scale that in. Delete faces. I could go with chicken burger right about now. Chicken burger. And let's go beautiful. Kind of want to add something to this. Let's maybe go Shift D, scale along the Z axis. Let's go P, separate by scale. I just want this piece here. There we go. And we're going to scale this out. E to extrude, scale, Shift Z. Shift D to the Z, and we'll go something like that. Bit of a canister in there. Then with that, I reckon we grab maybe this piece, scale Z. Let's maybe go something like this. E to extrude, Control B to bevel. Grab this and this. So I'm trying to make some sort of like handholds maybe. And then we can push this in. Interesting. Don't like that, which is fine. We can grab that and move it down. Gives it that thickness. Move that one up. And then we can grab this and this. Control B to do a bevel. That's a valid point. Would be a good idea to make packs of these for kitbashing. Yeah, and that's the intention as well. So as part of all this as well, is I'm trying to avoid using my main kitbashing set because it's a pretty good set. But I want to kind of create another one. And so when we start combining our buildings, so if we go right click and I'll open up this one in the background, then we can start seeing that. So this is good, this is good, this is good. I like it. Kind of want to add in just that there. So we can select this, nope, this, and this, yep. Control E, mark seam. Actually, maybe I should go V to rip. And then that way we can select kind of like random faces. Control E, mark seam. Select these areas and we'll do V to rip. I think would be a good idea. Scale that up, GZ, pull that down. Do the same in here. V to rip, scale. Just so it's kind of like all separate. You can't beat having some kitbashing. Oh, absolutely. Completely agree. But it is kind of like, yeah, now it's time to start creating the next one. So that's why I'm trying to be, yeah. Actually, really, that looks nice. Why though here, maybe if we actually just select these edges, that edge and that edge, and we do V to rip, now we do a hotspot, what's going to happen? I hate you. What do you mean? It's a different piece. Maybe if we do solidified solid. What happened there? And we go, let's do Shift N, hotspot. Control S to save, even thickness. I'm just going to go Control A, hotspot. I hate you. Okay, let's undo that. Hotspot is definitely not the way to go. Anyway, let's go with that one as well. That can be green. Green. It is a nice color though, dark green. Hotspot on that one. That's kind of cool. We'll change this one to metal. The second color. Control L. Oops. Control R. There we go. And We'll assign that one, and I think these ones here can be metal as well. And that gives us that. That's pretty cool. I like that. Looking great. R5, is that you? Have we hit 350? So close. We're getting there. Let's build. I do like this piece. And I might just Shift D, duplicate it. Y, X. Actually, whoops. Let's go here. Oh, we can join these two together. Control J. Shift D to the X. Rotate Z. And then we can plop that there. So we got kind of like these green canisters, which is pretty cool. I like that. I think we might put a bevel on here. My legs are sore. That'll give us that. That then gives us this as well. We'll bevel on that. I think that's looking delightful. Could probably chop this. Control B. Middle mouse that. Numpad minus. Alt V. There we go. Chop that. Do something like this here and here. Control B. Middle mouse up. Control numpad minus. Alt V. V to rip. And then we will just do a basic one at the back here. Control numpad minus. Alt V. V to rip. So now when we do a hotspot, that floor looks so much better. Gorgeous. But we need that kind of like heat exchange that we were talking about earlier. So we'll go ahead and build something off center so that when we're looking around from all angles, it'll look nice. I feel like there should be something on top. So we'll come back to that in a sec. Let's go cube and we'll just quickly model something up. There's a bit of a heat exchange. G to the X. Whoops, let's grab that there. GY. Something like that. Let's do I to do an inset. Scale Z. And we will push that in. Shift D like so. I to do an inset. Delete the outsides. Let's grab all this. Control L, I to do an inset because we kind of want these grills. Delete vertices, and then we can select all that. E to extrude. That is now our heat exchangers. I have that 5000 millimeter recently. Great thing you have in your library. Yeah. We've already used that on our cloth just before. For anyone who's new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe. If you can, help me hit that 100,000 mark. Okay, I like that. Now the question is, let's go Shift S cursor selected. I'm going to add in a cylinder. And then we'll do something like this. I to do an inset, E to extrude. Could even break off a small corner that cracked. Yeah, that is pretty clever. I do like that idea. Let's go. And then we do something like that. Let's then go ahead now and grab two of these. Whoops. We'll delete that face and we'll delete this face. Control L. Whoops. Control L. Shift D. And then, okay, oops, where am I? I'm not going to lie.
Everything's changed.
The boys doth call me. Where are we going here? Click on this, and then we click on here. Nope. Where do we go? Here. Manage. Oh, far out. I've clicked on something bad. Come back into here. Click on this. That's not the one. Let's go into here. Click on this. Go to here. But I'm fairly happy with this now. I have to edit this. Oh my gosh, we're getting there. Come on, there we go. Save. Yeah, this is looking great. Let's throw on a metal. Nice shiny one. Let's go hotspot. Hotspot? What the heck's wrong with my DreamUV? Hotspot. Something doesn't seem right. Maybe what we'll do, maybe we'll do this. Add in a second color, orange. And then we've got Control L. That becomes our orange. And then we've got kind of like this nice color. That's not bad. All right, I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm going to try and finish this off after stream. I'm not going to lie. 3v3 Heat Seeker tournament in Rocket League. So I'm going to send us across to the Gaming in the Can. Make sure you like and subscribe to their channel. And I will see you guys over there. So thank you very much for watching. I will